it's Matthew here, back with another video, and today we are here with a very special video because today we're going to be doing the Bushy Parkrun, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you from everything on how to get there and where to put your bags for your parkrun and doing the actual parkrun yourself. So if you find this video helpful and you enjoy the content, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and without further ado, let's go to Bushy Park. So it's not actually a Saturday at the moment because today is a Friday, and what we will be doing, we are travelling to Bushy Park as we speak. We're going to be staying in the area overnight, but currently we are travelling in the car to stay at Bushy Park overnight. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be staying at a Premier Inn overnight, but I've been kindly taken to Bushy Park by some of my friends, so a huge thank you for them for making this happen, because otherwise this video would not be uploaded. But without further ado, let's go to the hotel. Right guys, so we have just arrived in Kingston, the Premier Inn. I'll put it up on the screen there. And basically what we've done is, we've travelled by car, and then we've found this app where you can park in someone's driveway. They rent the driveway out, and basically you can park there for over the weekend. So that's what we're doing. Now currently it's about a 5 to 10 minute walk, and we're going to go to the Premier Inn, check in and put the bags down.
Right, so the first shout out of the weekend goes to Jensen Saxby for commenting on my Strava. Thank you for the comment very much.
There in the distance, that is the Premier Inn with the gang. We've arrived in the Premier Inn, and that is a lovely little view we've got of the town of Kingston over there. Alright guys, so we have arrived in the hotel. Quick little room tour. I've got an individual bed for myself, individual bed for my brother Connor. Jed and Cam over there, they get the double bed. A nice little TV, and in there is your bathroom. So for one night, that is pretty good, that is. Alright guys, so for dinner tonight we have arrived in the restaurant of Francamanca, and look at all the pizzas nicely lined up there. I've got a spicy salami pizza, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it won't be too hot. Alright guys, so it's roughly about 8 o'clock now, and we are on our way to Bushy Parkrun. So the hotel we're in is at the Premier Inn, and basically it's about a 38-minute walk, so we're going to leave nice and early at 8 to get to the Bushy Park. And yeah, I'm going to show you a map on there, and if you do walk from the hotel and Premier Inn, it is 3 kilometers, so yes, leave nice and early. Using Google Maps, we navigated our way through the town of Kingston, which was quite a nice place because we had some statues to pose with, and then we went over the Kingston Bridge, where we overlooked at the scenic River Thames before eventually coming across the gates to the Bushy Park. Once you get through the gates here, it is then along this path, and trust me, once you're on here, it is straight to the Bushy Park, and you will be able to see people from a very long distance away. So I can assure you now, once you're on this path, you will not get lost. Alright guys, so we have arrived at the parkrun. We're all gathering about there. You can see it from a very long way away, so you will definitely be able to get here once you get to the park. The toilets are here. The queue is significantly long, so I would advise giving yourself an extra 10 minutes or so if you want to use the lavatories. But parkrun, it starts somewhere over there in the distance by the trees, and basically it's quite a wide start because, you know, it's going to be quite a lot of people here, so you don't want to have a nice packed start, but it's nice and long, so we will be able to spread out nicely.
Hi guys, today we're at the birthplace of Parkrun. These are the Jaffers, the photographer. Hi Beth.
Morning.
Alright guys, so what we're going to do, we're going to do a little bit of a warm up to get the blood flowing to the legs and to get those legs nice and warm for the parkrun today. Nice little pond there.
finishes there.
Now, one thing to add is that the start and finish are in two very different locations. On the map, it may seem like a fair walk between the two different locations, but in reality, it's about 300 meters and maybe a 2 to 3 minute walk. Also, if you're traveling by car, the finish is right next to the car park, so if you're going by car, then I would advise probably leaving your bag somewhere near to the finish. Or alternatively, like me, you could not bring a bag and instead maybe get your barcode on your watch or shove it in your phone case.
So we're getting a little pre-warm up for what the finish might look like. But I just want to say, Bushy Park is quite a scenic park, to be fair. We've seen the deer, we've now got a nice pond here. You know, it is quite a nice aesthetically pleasing place.
We then finished our warm up, and as you can see, most of the terrain is like a gravel path.
So at about 8:53, there's about a buzzer, and everyone starts walking to the start line. It's pretty obvious because, you know, just follow where everybody else walks, and you'll get to the nice long start line right here. On average, you're probably expecting at least 1,000 people. You could get up to 1,500. It looks like we've got a very nice, good attendance today. By the way, I don't usually record on the selfie stick, so I don't know how shaky this footage is, but a pre-warning, it may not be the most stable footage we've got, but it's better than nothing. So let's see, fingers crossed it won't be too shaky.
Wow, just look at how many people are here.
No.
Welcome, park runners, and a particularly warm welcome to those that are new to. The deer are birthing, and I've had a call from the course checkers, and they are on this start straight in the grass, and they are a little bit aggressive this morning because they're protecting their young. A couple of asks, they have right of way, so don't just run at them because I think they might do more damage to you. Or spook them. Under 11s, please keep your adult within arm's length. Ready? Please mind the speakers. Ready? Go! Mind the speakers, please. Mind the speakers.
And just like that, we're off, and the parkrun is underway. All of today's footage from the parkrun is captured using a selfie stick, which is something I have never done before. So again, apologies if any of this footage is shaky, but I have ordered an Insta360, so for future parkruns, I will have that in action. So as you can see there, we start with a 100-meter grass straight before coming onto the footpath. The camera didn't show it, but for about 20 meters, I was side by side in first place with about 100 people, and starting side by side with 100 people is something which quite simply doesn't happen anywhere else. As you can see, the bloke in front of me, he is my brother Connor with the letter F on his back, and he goes on to run a time in the 16 minutes. And I can assure you now we will not be doing that, because we might have enjoyed ourselves a little bit too much last night. In total, I just had over about 2 hours sleep, so I'm already getting the excuses gathered, but let's just say we are not feeling the best this morning. But still, I'm here for the Bushy Parkrun. I'm here for a good experience, not a good time. And sprinting off as hard as possible probably wasn't the best pacing strategy because my legs are already aching. Now pay very close attention to the deer to the right. Oh my days, my life just flashed before my eyes because I did not quite just believe what just happened. If I was just one step ahead, that deer was going straight into me, and I can't quite believe how lucky I got to escape hitting that deer. But luckily, just as quick as it happened, it was over and no one was harmed and the deers were safely off into the distance.
Caught that on video?
I am quite pleased by how calm my reaction was because that nearly could have ended so differently. But we have a parkrun to complete, so on we power. Now we got pretty lucky with the weather today because it is a nice sunny day and the temperature is just over 20 degrees by 9 o'clock today. There was a bit of rain the night before, but for the parkrun the ground was nice and solid.
As you heard just there, my watch just buzzed through for the first kilometre, and I can assure you now that will be my fastest kilometre today. Now there are marshals on every single possible corner, so the chances of you going wrong is very slim. I myself once took a wrong turn on a promenade parkrun, and I can assure you now this is a very well organised event. And unless you're running a time of 15 minutes, then you will definitely have someone in front of you at all times. And one thing you can do, which I've done at many other new parkrun events, which you can definitely do at Bushy Park, is just follow the person in front of you. Another thing to add is that the Bushy Parkrun is completely flat, so that means that this course is actually quite good if you want to go for a good time. As you can see, throughout the parkrun I'm being progressively overtaken by many people, and that is because progressively I'm slowing down. It turns out running with a selfie stick for a slim fella such as myself, it will definitely take a burden on yourself. And well, by the time we get to the halfway point of this parkrun, let's say I've got quite a bad stitch in my right side. And now because of this and the poor preparation you could say coming into today's parkrun, with 2 hours sleep I was now running at what should have been an easy pace with it actually feeling like quite a hard effort. But I'm going to stop with the excuses and actually just enjoy the parkrun, as after all we're at the world's first ever parkrun. And as you can see from the video footage, we've gone from a mixture of gravel paths to trail paths to grass sections. Luckily for me, as I'm running this during the summer, the ground is pretty hard throughout the whole entire parkrun. However, in the winter you may want to look at the weather because it may get a bit muddy in some sections of the course. Did you just spot two fellas with a letter on the back of their shirts? Because if you did, those were my friends from Jaffa, Jed and Callum. They both go to finishing with times just over 19 minutes, so well done to them. And after a cheeky little time lapse, you can now see we have made our way onto the grass section of the Bushy Parkrun course. Now this section goes on for roughly just under 500 meters, but I can see this becoming quite muddy during the winter. But by this point you're just over 1 kilometer to the finish, so just push on to grind out that extra bit now. Unfortunately, I wasn't thinking that way during the parkrun because we were still slowing down, and now my last kilometre we were looking at a 4:40 pace. The time wasn't going to be a PB for me, but sniffing that finish line in sight, can I sneak just under the 21-minute barrier. And now going over that bridge, you can see a lake to the right of you, which is really scenic. And this point of natural beauty is a sign to push on, because now you have just about 300 meters to the finish line. And there you go, you can see inside the notorious Bushy Parkrun finish line, and now you can see people are sprinting to get the best possible time. And as you can see, I'm starting to sprint a bit too, and because of that the quality of this footage becomes a little bit shaky. I do apologise, but holding this selfie stick for a whole parkrun, it does do a toll on your right arm. But just like that we go across the finish line. With the Bushy Parkrun having over 1,000 runners, it is important you stay in line because this is a very well organised funnel system. So what Bushy Parkrun do is that they have 2 funnel systems, and that may seem confusing, but let me explain. What they do is every 50 runners they go through one system before making the next 50 go through the next system, and then repeat and so on. They give the first runner of the 50 a letter to hold so they know when the next 50 is due to go through. So please make sure you stay in order, and I will ensure you will get a barcode eventually which is your correct time. I myself today did manage to sneak under sub 21 minutes with a time of 20:55, coming in with a position of 149. Right guys, the run is over, and look at that funnel system. It is a very well organised thing, that is. And here comes some more runners coming through. Finishes there. Guys, so we have finished the Bushy Parkrun. The gang is back together. Connor, what time did you get?
16:40.
16:40. Taken in, we had about 3 to 4 hours sleep.
Which was all his fault.
About 3 to 4 hours sleep, that's pretty decent. I myself did not do as well as what I would have wanted to.
Got P3, not P1, but
Yeah.
you know, this was quite air resistant, so you know,
Yeah.
it wasn't my fault.
You know, the shirts are not the ideal thing to be running.
Next time.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Be back soon.
I myself, I got 140 something, so I think I've just broken the selfie stick. And after the park run, it's time to chill out and enjoy ourselves, and we had a lovely day in the areas of Kingston and Richmond. Shout out to the person on the swing, Darcy, because if it wasn't for her and her mum taking us down to the Bushy Park, well, this video wouldn't have happened, so thank you very much. Alright guys, so the park run is finished and I'm on the walk back to the hotel now. Luckily I'm by myself. The others I was with, they put me on this spinny thing and then they walked off without me. So the park run itself, I'm going to put my time on there on Strava, and I'm going to put the splits over here. And now I'm going to be honest with you, it wasn't a very good paced run for me because I've never actually ran with a selfie stick before. So doing it at a park run, trying to go hard was not a good idea because those splits, I don't lie, it was a very poorly paced run. But I mean, come on, we're at Bushy Park, you know. I'm here not for the time, I'm here for the experience, because boy oh boy was that an incredible experience. Running with so many people, there must have been at least 1,000 people there today, which was truly incredible. And the park itself is amazing, even though I did so nearly got run over by a deer, because trust me, the video doesn't show it, but that was very close. A step ahead and that deer was going straight into me. But it didn't, so we're still here now, fine, and we're walking back to the hotel. I mean, Bushy Park is a truly amazing place, and I feel if you do parkrun, you've got to do Bushy Parkrun at least once, because I will definitely be back sometime in the future. So yeah, currently we're going to go back to the hotel, get some breakfast, and then go and explore the town of Kingston and maybe even go to Richmond. Kingston had some very lovely statues, so do take this as an opportunity to take some photos. Overall, we had an amazing day, and to round off, we had a 12-kilometer walk. So if this isn't a sign to go down and travel and complete the Bushy Park run, then I don't know what is. And 35,000 steps later, we were on our way back home in the car. Alright guys, so we are on our way back from the Bushy Park run now, and let's just say this mini break will be a very memorable couple of days. But if you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.